Hey guys, welcome back to Tough Puff. This is John back with another video. I am so sorry I haven't been recording in like 2 weeks. I've just been very busy. Same with Daniel. So I just want to make a quick video for you guys hitting on different topics, mainly about Fates Collide, like a set review kind of. Alright, but the first thing is the Tough Puff. 2,000 subscribers already. 2,000. It's been under a year and we have 2,000 subscribers, which is nuts. I did not think I'll have 2,000 subscribers in under a year. I was aiming for like 500. So for all of you who support our videos, watch our videos, comment our videos, hate on our videos, we appreciate it all. We really do. All the negative comments, you know what? I just ignore it. So pour it on if you want. I don't care. For 2,000 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway, like a raffle, so stay tuned for that. It'll be a pretty awesome raffle. And as you can see, I started the channel on August 3rd, 2015, so we're way under a year so far. So, you know what, guys, keep it growing. I really appreciate it. We're here for a long run, alright? Alright, so next, we will talk about, you want to X this out right here. We'll talk about pro play games. If you guys have been watching our videos, you guys know that me and Daniel and two of our other friends, Franco and Kevin Kobayashi, are officially sponsored by Pro Play Games. So this is their website, guys. Go check it out. It's a card gaming store, not a board game store, so it's all card games. As you can see, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Force of Will, Dragon Ball Z, Vanguard, they have it all. They sell stuff, you know, obviously sell cars, they sell singles, they're searching the bar, they sell booster packs, booster boxes, all that, alright? So, go check it out. And this Saturday, I believe April 23rd at 11 a.m. will be their Fates Collide pre-release. Guys, come to the pre-release, come check it out. The address is right here, 821 North Military Trail. West Palm Beach. So obviously, if you're not in Florida or you're not in the area, so yeah, you know you guys can't come. But if you guys are local or in the area, could make it, come by. You know, it's a pretty cool pre-release. We're gonna have raffles for free stuff, and you know I'll be there. We could test some games or whatever. You know, so it'll be a fun time. So come check it out. That's this Saturday, April 23rd at Pro Play Games, 11 a.m. Alright, so come check that out. Okay, now on to the set. Now today I'm using Bulbapedia, not 60cards.net, because they don't have all the scans on their website for some reason. And as you can see, I have to click, you know, one by one. So I'm not going to go over the whole set. I'm just going to go over some of the main cards I feel like will make a difference. For example, I'm not going to go over Shuckle and Burn Me. I'm going to go over just the main card, right? So let's get started with this. First, we're going to start with the Fennekin line. So Fennekin, nothing special. You know, one fire, Will of Wisp, which is a pretty cool name, 10 damage, and then Tail Whip, double colorless, does flip a coin if heads, the defending Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. I mean, it could come in handy, but it's not really a attack you really want to use. Next would be Braxian. So 20 damage for one fire, flip a coin. If head, discard an energy attached to defending Pokemon. Once again, pretty good attack. And then double colors for 30. That's Kindle Ribbon. Don't want to do that. Now, the reason I'm going over that line is because Delphox. So for one fire, Flickering Flame is 40 damage. They're asleep. But for 3 energy, the Side Storm, it does 20 times the total amount of energy cards attached to all Pokemon. So it can hit for really big numbers. The problem with this card is it is a stage 2, so it takes quite a bit of time to set up. And by the time you set up, most likely a Night March is going to run over you already. So interesting card, really good attack. Setup is quite a long time, and he also has a Delphox break. So once during your turn before you attack, you may search your deck for a fire energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon, and then shuffle afterwards. 180 HP, really high. Um, but once again, the break, it pretty much means this is a stage 3, so if you could set this up before like a Night Marcher attacks, even if it's like two-shotting you, like you're just extremely lucky. Alright, next we're going to talk about, it will be, let's see, we'll talk about the Omastar line. Okay, so here's Omanite, very cute artwork, water gun, 30 damage, 1 water energy, nothing special about that. 1 energy, 30 damage is honestly not terrible for a stage 1 basic attacker. Then he evolved the Omastar, Restoration Beam. Once during your turn before you attack, you may search your deck for a restored Pokemon and put on your bench, shuffle your deck afterwards, and then the 60 for the water and cardless energy. Actually, I don't think Omanyte is even like a stage, it's a basic, it's like a fossil, yeah, so it's like another stage, so yeah, probably not that good, but is it worth talking about? Yeah, why not? And then they have a break. Dangerous Tentacles. Once during your turn before you attack, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon EX with his or her active Pokemon. So I guess it could be used to drag up the Shamans, I guess. Not a great card, but it is a break, so we'll talk about it. Next, White Kyurem. Pretty cool artwork. I'm not a huge fan of this Pokemon, not the card, like the Pokemon itself. Like I don't like Kyurem, I don't like Reshiram, I don't like any of those. And look how scary that is right there. Wow. Okay, so Burning Icicle, I'm guessing that's what it says. 40 damage for a water and colorless. Now look at this ridiculous crap right here. If this Pokemon has any fire energy attached to it, this attack does 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, I mean, it's not that great of an attack. And then Blizzard Burn, 130, 2 water, a colorless, then you can use the attack again just next turn. Yeah, so pretty crummy card right there. Okay, next will be the Binacle line. So flip 2 coins, attack at 20 damage for each heads. Pretty rubbish. But his evolution, from what I remember, is pretty good. Where'd it go? There. Barbacle? Okay. If you have a stadium in play, so if you have it, not your opponent, if you have one, you may use the ability. As long as this card is in play, your opponent can't attach any special energy card from his or her hand to his or her Pokemon. So that's an awesome ability. The only drawback is it has to be your stadium. So I know some of you are thinking, oh, you could put your stadium, drop a Ninetales, lock them out and win the game. That makes sense. I mean, it's a good strategy, but if the Hex Maniac drop their stadium, then you're just screwed and you're going to lose if this is your main strategy. Alright, next we're going to check the Alakazam line, which is the most hyped card of this set, in my opinion. So, Suppression, 1 Sidekick, 1 card's energy, put 3 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon that has any energy attached to it. Pretty decent attack. The problem is, if like this is your first turn attacker, like he can't do any damage. The ability Kinesis, when you play a Mega Alakazam EX from your hand to evolve this Pokemon before it evolves, you may put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon and 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that's really good. That's like a Crobat and Zubat drop in one turn. 160 HP, kind of low for EX. The main problem with this card is Sidekick weakness, meaning it will get knocked out by Pumpkaboo and no problem. Here are different artworks, very cool artwork. Even the half art is pretty nice. I think out of all 3, I like the regular 4 better. And since we're talking about Alakazam, we're going to talk about Mega Alakazam. Alright, so Sidekick, Anacondas, Zen Force, 10 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So off the bat, if you evolve, this attack gonna do 70 damage. 210 HP, not super good for a Mega Pokemon. This card will see play. How it will see play is gonna be the question. Like, will it be a Crobat line? Will it just be just like the Evolution Spray and like Super Scoop Ups? We don't know. Another big thing is, once again, it is weak to Psychic energy. Psychic Pokemon, Pumpkaboo. Here's the artwork. Half art's very nice, but man, the 4 is awesome. Like, this is one of the best 4s I've seen. Alright, next let's talk about Coughing and Wheezing. Why not? Showing some Gen 1 love. Okay, Division. 1 Psychic Energy. Search your deck for up to 2 Coughings and put them onto your bench. Okay, so kind of cool acceleration. And next we have Wheezing. For Balloon Bomb, double colorless energy, flip 2 coins for each head, discards top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So if you hit double heads, you could draw discard 4 cards. So it is another option for a mill deck. I'm not saying it's a great option, I'm just saying it's another option. Alright, next we have Mew. You know what? Let me just add to the Night March Arsenal, which is already a broken deck. So beginning memory, this Pokemon can use the attack of each of your basic Pokemon in play, hence use all the Night March attacks. And encounter, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand, which is a pretty good attack for if the Dimension Valley is on the field, you can just use it. 50 HP, so pretty puny, probably get knocked down 1 hit. It's not an EX anymore though, so that helps. So this is another card to add to Night March, so it's a good card. Alright, let's talk about the Grumpig line. Alright, so actually I think there's a baby one first. Yes, boink. Okay. Flip a coin if tails, this deck does nothing. Okay. I just wasted your time by clicking on that Pokemon. And Grumpig. Put 1 basic Pokemon in your opponent's discard pile onto your opponent's bench, then put 3 damage counters on that Pokemon. Pretty cool, could be annoying. Kind of like a target whistle, but you add damage right away. You're then knocked back 50 damage for 2 sidekicks. Your opponent switches his or her active Pokemon with one of his or her bench Pokemon. Not that great, could be kind of annoying attack though. Okay, now, excuse my pronunciation for next few Pokemon. I don't even know who this Pokemon is. I'm more of a Gen 1 and Gen 2 guy, so I love the Squirtle and Bulbasaur and Charmander, like those Pokemon. Totodile. Okay, so Solosis. If Solosis is on your bench to attack, does 30 more damage as 1 sidekick and 1 colorless energy. I'm not sure if this ability stacks, as in, let's say you have 3 Solosis on your bench and he could do like 100 damage for like a 1 energy and a Dimension Valley. I don't think it does, just because I think that would be way too good because of his evolution line. Alright, so next up will be Duosion. Alright, if Solosis is on your bench, this attack does 30 more damage. If Duosion is on your bench, this attack does 60 more damage. So that's why I said I don't think it stacks. That's a lot of damage if you have just 2 of each on the bench. And then the stage 2, no, that's not the stage 1, I'm sorry. The stage Ranunculus does the same attack, except it stacks all the way through. So Duosion on your bench does 30 damage. No, wait, if Solosis on your bench does 30 more damage, if Duosion on your bench it does 60 more damage, if Ranunculus on your bench it does 90 more damage. So if you have 1 of each, it does like 190 already. So I just don't think it stacks. So very interesting card. The problem is, one, it's a stage 2. 2, it's a 90 HP stage 2, so it's really weak. And 3, it is weak to Sidekick. I know you're going to hear me talk about Night March a lot, but Night March rules the format right now. So you're going to work your butt off, get the stage 2 out, knock out Joltik or Pumpkaboo. A Pumpkaboo's going to come out, not even count the discard pile and attack you, and probably going to knock you out. And all that hard work for nothing. Okay, next we'll look at Carbink, which is personally my favorite or second favorite card in the set. So the first ability, Energy Keeper, and it's a basic Pokemon. As long as this card is in play, ignore the effects of your opponent's attacks, abilities, and trainer cards that will discard basic energy cards attack to your basic Pokemon. So let's say you're using a deck with like just basic energy, then not Slow King, Hammers can't touch you. Just like the really disruption decks can't stop you. Team Flare Grunt can't stop you. So I like this card a lot. It also has a really good break. I believe the break is like 1 fighting energy, and it's like 60 damage, and you attach like 2 energy cards like you're wearing fighting Pokemon. I think that's how it goes. And any fighting Pokemon that comes out, it has potential because fighting has so much support. They have the Stadium card, which is one of the best Stadium cards. They have Strong Energy. They have Karina, which is what makes fighting decks run. Karina is just so good. So Carbink, definitely one of my favorite Pokemon in this set. Next we go look at the different Zygardes. Okay, so I don't know the different forms of Zygardes. This one looks like a dog. So look out, switch one of your bench Pokemon with your opponent switches one of his bench Pokemon with his or her active. Okay, pretty annoying. Aura Break. 1 fighting, 2 colorless energy, 70 damage. If the defending Pokemon is a dark or fairy, it can't attack next turn. Okay, pretty cool, very situational. Next will be the other Zygarde. Rumble, 1 fighting, 1 colorless energy, 30 damage. They can't retreat. Next is Geostrike. 2 fighting and energy does 120, and this attack does 10 more damage to each of their bench Pokemon. Pretty cool, kind of high maintenance attack though. Decent damage for decent HP for a basic Pokemon, so that's always good. And like I said, you stack like Muscle Band, Strong Energy, Fighting Stadium, it could just attack for a lot more, you know. Next, one of my, I like this card a lot. Very situational, but I like it. So, Umbreon EX. Very, very cool looking card. Veil of Darkness, 20 damage. Discard a number of cards from your hand, then draw from your deck the same amount of cards that you discarded. Pretty good. Not a terrible first attack. Next, Endgame. I swear, if I ever pull this off, I'm going to celebrate. So, 1 dark, a DC 70 damage. Now, if the Pokemon you knock out the Mega Pokemon, you take 2 more prizes, so you take 4 prizes. Of course it's very situational, but if you're using a dark deck, standard dark deck runs 8 dark energies and 4 double colors, so it's not that hard to power up this attack. So maybe you like hit Mega Rayquaza with the Yveltal EX, and then bring this up next turn and kill it, and take 4 prizes, which would be awesome. Alright, so next we'll talk about the Bronzong line. So we have Bronzor, by far the best artwork of all the Bronzors. Iron Defense for 1 Steel Energy, flip a coin. If head, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to Pokemon during opponent's next turn. Okay, not bad. Hammer in, 2 energies, 20 damage. Is it better than the other Bronzors? I don't know. You decide. Who cares about the Bronzor anyways? You want the Bronzong. Next we have Bronzong. So, once again, very cool artwork. Steel Fortress ability, as long as this Pokemon is in play, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage, done to your bench Pokemon. Not bad ability. Then we have Press Guard, or Guard Press, I'm sorry. 60 damage for 1 steel and 2 colorless energy during your opponent's next turn. Any damage done to the Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 20. Not a bad card, but is it better than the Metal Link's Bronzong? No, it is not. And now we have Bronzong Break. Okay, Gold Rain. Discard as many Metal Energy cards attached to this Pokemon as you like. This attack does 30 damage to the number of your opponent's Pokemon equal to the number of energy you discarded. Pretty good. The thing is, like, Bronzong can't Metal Link onto himself, so you need the other Bronzong to Metal Link onto this one, attach to this one, and then use, in my opinion, a very situational attack. I probably would use like other metal Pokemon to attack, but not bad. Oh, look what I just did. Oops. Okay. Genesect EX. Okay. Drive change. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may return a Pokemon to a card attached to the Pokemon to your hand. Pretty cool. I mean, like, let's say a Floatstone on some random Pokemon, get the Sycamore, you drive change, pop that out, put in a Bronzong. Not bad. Rapid Blaster, 100 plus, 3 metal energy, discard as many metal energy as attached to Pokemon as you like. It does 20 more for each one. Okay, when I first saw this card, I don't think it's that good until Franco shed some light on me. If you have 3 metal energies and a muscle band, it can attack for 180, knocking out pretty much any bulky regular EX Pokemon. And the cost might seem like a lot, but you do run like Max Elixir, Metal Link Bronzong, so it's not that bad. And besides this, what other metal Pokemon is a big attacker? Aegislash needs a ton of energy to hit 180, and Dialga with the muscle band caps out at 170. So this is the heavy hitter, and I don't count Mega Aggron because you're not gonna play that. So pretty good card. Also, artwork scene is pretty cool. The full art, the half art not so much. Full art very nice. Next, we will talk about Jigglypuff. And why we're talking about Jigglypuff? Because we are the Tough Puff, and we will talk about it. So Jigglypuff, awesome Pokemon. Pound, 10 damage. Roll out, 20 damage. Not so good. And then we have Wigglytuff, just as tough. Expand, 30 damage. During your opponent's next turn, any damage on the Pokemon is reduced by 30. It's 100 HP, so probably knocked out no matter what. Double Slap, 60. Flip 2 coins and does 60 for each head, so 120 cap. And knowing my coin flipping ability, I'm gonna get 0. Okay, so there goes the Tough Buff right there. Not too good. Let's go with let's go with Lugia. Pressure. If this Pokemon is an active Pokemon, damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's active Pokemon is reduced by 20. Nice. Intensifying Burn, 60 plus. If they're EX, it does 60 more damage for 3 energies. Cool artwork. Love Lugia. I just don't see how this card can be good. I've been wrong a ton of times, but I just don't see how this is going to be good. Also, weak to Lightning, meaning it's weak to Joltik. And then they have the Break Lugia. Cool artwork. Most of the breaks are. For 4 energies, there's 120, and you discard 2 energies attached to the Pokemon. I just don't see how this is good. Honestly, probably one of the worst breaks. Alright. Next we'll check Altaria out. Altaria EX, I mean. Okay, so Altaria EX. Here 2 artworks. Very, very pretty full art. Half art, no, not so much. So, powerful gain, 30 plus for DC. If you heal any damage from this Pokemon during this turn, this attack is 60 more, so 90, and you heal 30 from this Pokemon. Pretty cool attack, I guess. Um, Shining Wind, 80 damage, during opponent next turn. They have no weakness. No, this Pokemon has no weakness. So yeah, that'll help because you are lightning weakness, which means you're weak to, yeah, you guessed it. Okay, there is a Mega Altair in this set, but I'm gonna go through all the trainers because I just do. So, Fossil Excavation Kit, item card. Search your deck for up to 2, any combination of Helix Fossil Ammonite, Dome Fossil Kabuto, or Old Amber Aerodactyl. I haven't gotten into depth with the whole fossil thing with this set. Just seems like very high maintenance to get one of them out. The Evolution Spray, very good card. Could be used like Mega Alakazam. Choose one of your own Pokemon in play and it is a stage of evolution. Discard all evolution cards of that stage or higher attached to a Pokemon. Remove all special condition of it. Oh, I just read the base set print. I don't think that is gonna be the new print. I think this will be the new print right here. Devolve one of your evolved Pokemon and put that high stage evolution card into your hand. So you can see how that works with Alakazam. And they can't evolve that turn again. You can do a Zubat too, but when I pick up a Zubat line, I want the whole line, not just like the top Crobat. Alright. Next we have, what I just pressed? Mega Catcher, which is pretty much Pokemon Catcher for Mega Pokemon only, but you know, flip. So maybe like pair this with like the Umbreon EX late game. So we have Helix Fossil Ammonite, which will be the first time I'm reading this card actually. Look at the bottom 7 cards of your deck. You may review the Ammonite you find there and put on your bench. Shuffle your cards afterwards. So yeah, I guess you need it to, you know, get the Ammonite out. So I'm assuming same goes to the Dome Fossil Kabuto and the Old Amber Aerodactyl. Same effect, except with Kabuto and Aerodactyl respectively. Okay, next we have Energy Pouch. If the Pokemon this card is attached to it, knocked out by any damage from an attack, put all basic energy cards attached to that Pokemon into your hand instead of discarding them. Pretty cool. I don't really count out any trainer cards. Twisted Spoons, I like this card a lot. Prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks except damage done to the Pokemon that has this card attached to it. So pretty cool card. I'll probably buy a playset of this for sure. Altaria Spirit Link, evolve Altaria to Mega Altaria without losing a turn. Same thing with Alakazam Spirit Link, except with Alakazam. Oh, and look what is back. And each player shuffle his or her hand into his or her deck. Then each player draws a card for each of her remaining prize cards. So that late game N is back. The N to 1, N to 2 is back. I love and hate this card. I have lost because of this card. I have won because of this card. So like the current format, if I'm like just like rolling my opponent down to like 2 prizes, I love that. I'm like, oh man, they can't, you know, end me. At the same time though, let's say I start off like with a garbage hand, I'm like, darn, my opponent can't end me because I really need a new hand. So, you know, it goes both ways, but N is the best card in this set. Will be heavily played, 2 of, 3 of, 4 of in each deck. Tremendous card. And, you know, just probably bounce Birch, Shauna, and potentially Judge out the format because of N's coming back. Team Rocket's handiwork. Really cool forward. Love the name. Love Team Rocket. Flip 2 coins for each head. Discard 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Another option for a mill deck. A pretty terrible option. 1. The main problem is a supporter card. And since it's a supporter card, it should just be discard 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. But you have flip coins, so you go waste your supporter, flip 2 tails, and you didn't do anything this turn. Chaos Tower will be our third stadium we have of this the flipping thing. First being Parallel City, second being Reverse Valley. So blue side, choose whatever. Okay, this player's Pokemon can't be confused or poisoned, and then remove anything you have if you are confused or poisoned. Red side, yada yada yada. They can't be a super paralyzed, and remove the super paralyzed. Very cool artwork. I think it's the best looking duo stadium we have. Next we have, we went Glaceon EX. So very, very cute half art, very, very cool forward. Alright, second bite, 1 water, 1 colorless energy, 20 plus. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, not bad. Crystal Ray, so 1 DC and 1 water to 70. Prevent all damage on this Pokemon by attack from your opponent's evolved Pokemon. So it's kind of the opposite of Jolteon's Flash Ray, hence Crystal Ray. Pretty cool attack though. Pretty much killed like Vesicle Index if they don't knock it out. Okay, went through this. Here's the Mega Altaria EX. I'm not a huge fan of the artwork, not a huge fan of the card either. 1 fairy and the DC 100 plus. If this Pokemon has any special energy attached to it, this attack does 30 more damage and heals 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. I'm guessing including himself too. Not terrible, not great in my opinion. I actually think the half art is better than the 4, which is very rare. Team Rocket's handiwork, we saw that. Kingdra. Alright, Heavy Storm, 20 damage, discard any stadium card in play. Yeah, not too great. So for 1 water, 3 colorless energy, 60 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each basic lightning energy attached to Pokemon. I just don't see it, guys. Don't see it. Don't see how it's gonna be good. Here's the full art, half art. Don't like either of them. If I buy a box, I pray to God I don't get either of these. And I think that's about it, guys. So I know there are other cards in the. I'm not sure it's gonna be like, for example, here's a Regirock, here's a Carbon Break I was talking about. Attach 2 energy cards from your discard pile onto one of your fighting Pokemon. It's just 2 energy cards, by the way. So it could be like a DCE and strong energy. So it's stage 1 pretty much, because Carbon is a basic. It's 1 energy you attack 20 damage. So if it's a strong energy, it's 40 plus muscle band 60 plus fighting steam 80. Like it seems so good. I just don't see how this card would be terrible. What it would be paired up with is gonna be the question. Also, let's go over to Zygarde EXs. Just Zygarde EX. So 190 basic EX, which is the highest basic EX beside Wailord, I believe. And then we have 3 attacks, which is only the second Pokemon that 3 attacks. First being Lucario, which is also a fighting Pokemon. Land Pulse 20 plus if there's a stadium card in play, discard that stadium. Once again, strong energy, muscle band, fighting stadium. It just attack like fighting Pokemon can attack for so much for so little. Cell Storm 60 damage for 1 fighting and then colorless energy, then you heal 30 and then Lance Wrapped at 100 for 2 fighting and colorless. All pretty mediocre attacks. So I got look pretty cool though, surprising though for. But once again, fighting energy has so much support that he can attack for a lot for not too much. And then we have is this it? Yeah, Power Memory. So this is Zygarde's G booster. Does 200 damage, discard all 3 energies attached to it. So I'm guessing like Landorus Max Elixir is it could get powered up. We have Audino EX. Not that great. I'm pretty sure this is gonna come out in a like a Battlefield Arena thing, but English and Japanese are very different. For all I know, these are booster pack EXs. So, Train Step, Tony, Hio Tony, Do the Wave, 60 plus 10 more for each of your bench Pokemon. Not that great. Hate the artwork. Hate the Pokemon. Mega Audino EX. Like, why are they making Mega Audino EX? Why can't they get like a better Mega, but whatever. 110 damage. If you place a portal Pokemon from your hand during this turn, this attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. There's better Megas. And I think that's about it. Oh, then the Deontay EX I can't click on. Regirock EX I can't click on, but it pretty much adds 10 more damage to your fighting Pokemon attack. So look at that, another fighting support. 10 damage might not seem that much, but what if you had 3 in a bench and then like Medicham attacking or something? So it could be pretty cool. Yeah, so that is it, guys. That's my not so short review of Faith Collide. Once again, hit up Pro Play Games, guys. Hit up Pro Play Games YouTube channel. I see a lot of you guys have not subscribed, and I know the Pro Play Games YouTube channel is like a big Yu-Gi-Oh channel right now because they have like the best Yu-Gi-Oh team in Florida. I mean, constant top 8s, constant top 4s, and wins at major tournaments. But hit up your YouTube channel, guys. I upload content there that's not on the Tough Puffs channel. So hit up, guys. Just subscribe to them. Not that hard. Put the notification on. When you see a Pokemon video pop up, you'll be notified and you can watch it. At the same time, watch the Tough Puffs content. Alright, so that is it, guys. If you can make the pre-release this Saturday, April 23rd, please come out. I'd love to meet you guys. It'll be really fun. Free giveaways. 11 a.m. Alright, guys. So thank you very much for watching. And until next time.